Now guys, Nick's phone. Wait, did you do the striptease at the beginning or at the end?
Later on.
Beginning.
I want to start by saying I love you guys. This group is an absolute treat to speak to. Your energy, your playfulness, your ability to learn is unmatched. So give yourselves another round of applause for that. How many of you are ready for a new paradigm on emotional health, to finally take control of your emotions, to get what you want out of life?
Yeah.
Sounds exciting, right? And how many of you are ready to take those principles and apply them to influencing everyone around you to live their best lives and also to give you what you want? Does that sound exciting?
Yeah.
All right, for today and this whole weekend, I'm going to give you permission to be what I call energy snobs.
Okay.
You know what a wine snob is, right? Or a music snob. They put their nose up at things that aren't to their standard. So for this next 90 minutes especially, we're going to be snobs with our energy. We're only going to live in the highest vibration and the highest frequency, and I'm going to show you guys how to do that. Does that sound exciting?
Yes.
Do you guys want to know about me and my journey?
Yes.
Thank you. That's cute, but no, you don't. You want to know what's in it for you, and that's one of the rules of influence. It's not about you, it's about who you're influencing. All right? So remember that. So anyway, I'm going to give you a few minutes just because it's relevant to my talk. First of all, I'm here for one reason, because Rock likes me. We're going to talk about why that's important later on. I'm dead serious. That's it. Getting people to like you is very important for your business. So, I started on this journey. I went to a Tony Robbins event. Actually, let's rewind. I went to school, got a job that I didn't like. How many of you have been there? Yeah, just like me, maybe a couple jobs you didn't like. And I knew there was more. I had relationships that weren't really working. Finances weren't really working. And I just had this calling inside me that there was something more. And I know many of you are here for that exact reason. So I started studying. I got into real estate. I started buying houses. I quit my job. And that was as much as it was exciting, it was scary at the same time. And I knew that my real estate business was limited by my mindset. So as I was studying real estate, I studied the power of the mind. And that led me to Tony Robbins. And that led me to Rock Thomas and M1. Led me to learn meditation, to read hundreds of books, to study NLP, to study hypnosis. I went down all these journeys, and every time I had an event that I knew would change my life, I just said yes, and I found the money. And I made it happen. One thing led to another, and now I'm here in front of you. So is it all right if I show you guys the distinctions and the combinations of ideas that I've made in the last 3 years so you can take them home and apply them? Does that sound all right?
Yes.
All right, so let's get into what's in it for you. We have a couple outcomes. I want to see if these are exciting to you. First of all, I'm going to show you one simple hack to become 30% more influential, attractive, creative, and efficient with just one hack. You guys already do it when you're here, so you're going to take this home with you. Does that sound exciting?
Yes.
Number 2, master your emotions with my revolutionary antenna theory of emotions. Number 3, you're going to learn the golden rule of rapport. Number 4, how to hypnotize anyone in conversation to influence them. This is actually like, in the last couple weeks, this distinction came to me. You guys are going to love this. Next, we're going to get into, I have to cut this one short just a little bit, but how to use the NLP modalities to create emotions in people. And finally, as promised, how to influence God. Now, if I delivered on all of these, would today have been worth your time?
Yes.
If I delivered on one of these, would today have been worth your time?
Yes.
All right, I got to lower the bar for myself a little bit. So I want to give you, actually I have 3 rules for today. How many, please?
3.
The first rule is to participate. There's something that happens when we use our hands and our voice and we do these exercises and we make them part of our physiology, that we take it from our conscious mind, I know that, how many times we fall into that, I know that, into being able to call upon these skills when we need them. So we're going to practice, we're going to participate. Number 2 is to have fun. You guys ready to have fun?
Yes.
Look at your partner and say, I'm going to have fun today. That's right. And that's why I'm gravitating to this side of the room. Sorry, guys. And rule 3, we're going to talk about in a little bit. Now, I'm going to give you the first hack. We'll be 30% better instantly. When we combine the first 2 rules, participate in having fun, we get playfulness. Being playful makes you instantly better at everything you do. Did you guys notice that playing Frisbee? You guys were amazing, by the way. We're all having fun being playful. When you get in your head, you lose that. That playfulness, like a child, allows you to be creative, open to new ideas. Think of someone you've been attracted to in your past. At least when it started out, they were probably pretty playful, huh? It makes a big difference. So today I'm going to invite you to be very playful, all right? And we're going to start off by doing an exercise that I need you to be playful for, all right? So put your books down, stand up. Thank you. Been around it too much. And I want you to think of one thing in your life that you're ready to change or let go of. Maybe it's a limiting belief. Maybe it's physical, emotional pain, something that's been slowing you down or holding you back. There's literally no limits on this. But I need you to play full out in this exercise, all right? So take a deep breath in. Relax your arms down by your side. Close your eyes. And focus on that feeling within you. Find it. And let it just be uncomfortable for just a few moments. Because in a moment, we're going to get rid of that. Find it and maybe give it a name. Notice what color it is. Make it a little more intense. That's right. And point to where you feel it. That's right. And now I want you to open your eyes and take your hands and grab that energy and pull it out. I know you can't see it, but if you could see it, just pull it all out. All of it, Jenna. You got to reach in there. There you go. Pull all that energy out and notice the sensation in your hands from this energy. And notice, has the color changed or is it the same? And if it has a direction of spin, what direction is it spinning? And grab it with both hands like a steering wheel. And I want you to think of what you would rather feel instead. Now start to slowly turn it the opposite direction. Let that color change. Be playful here, guys. Let that color change. And notice the energy changing as you're turning that into what you want, spinning the opposite direction of that old limiting pattern. Faster and faster. Brighter and brighter. You should feel that energy in your hands already. I can feel it. Spinning it faster and faster, brighter and brighter, until it's so big that it begins to take on a life of its own. Spinning it faster and faster. And once it can't go back, there's nothing that you or anyone in the universe can do to send it back. Grab that energy and slam it back in where you got it. And breathe it in. Close your eyes. Breathe that energy in, that new color, that new feeling, that new focus. And just like a computer, writing new software, upgrading your system, feeling that energy and emotion within you, breathing that new color in every cell in your body. And when it's locked in so tightly that there's no way you can get rid of it, I want you to try to get back that old feeling and notice what happens instead. That's right. Notice how much better you're already feeling. Breathe in that energy stronger. That's right. In just a moment, I'm going to have you open your eyes, feeling amazing. 1, feeling even better, more confident. 2, continuing to be playful. And 3, eyes open. How do we do? We feeling good? Yeah. Give yourselves a round of applause. All right, let's dive into some content. Everybody have a seat. So we're going to have exercises throughout. I need you to continue to participate so that you understand the impact of these. So this is the antenna theory of emotions. Does anyone know how a radio works? You tune the dial, and the antenna changes the frequency of its resonance. So I could be listening to a classical station, tune the dial, and change it to rock and roll. And what happened to that classical station?
Still there.
It's still there. It's still all around us. We just don't resonate with it anymore. That radio doesn't. We only experience the world with how we resonate. The way we see it, our actions, our emotions are all congruent with our vibrational state. So if you're in a state of depression, what's your antenna resonating with? Can you go out and do a great business deal from that state? You won't resonate with it. If you're in a state of gratitude, how do you see the world? Everything's like, oh my gosh, there's so much synchronicity and grace, and I see 11:11 on the clock, and I feel amazing all the time, right? That's what you see. Men are pigs, what do you see? You will find it everywhere because that's what you resonate with. And in fact, you'll probably attract that. So you guys ready to learn how to condition and tune your antenna to dial into any station you want? All right, so here's how it works. Our nervous system takes in our stimulus from the 5 senses. It sends that signal, looks through all the files and says, this is the appropriate response, this is the conditioned response, and then it sends that signal to the endocrine system. And this is where most people fall short in the law of attraction, and thoughts are things. So the nervous system into the endocrine system, which releases hormones into our body. And those hormones are the feelings that I was talking about. Remember I said we're all after a feeling. Everything we do is congruent with our feelings. So those endocrine system hormones shifts the energy in our body, shifts our signal, changes the vibration of our cells. Hormones are just chemistry. And since we're all energy, down to the atomic level, our resonance shifts. And most of us leave this up to chance, but I'm going to give you an opportunity to take full control over your antenna. Pretty exciting, right? You guys didn't sound excited there. Pretty exciting, right? Yeah, remember, we're energy snobs, so I'm going to hold you to that standard. First of all, the first variable is the breath. If you go back to any of the ancient Eastern traditions, if you study Wim Hof, if you do yoga, this is the base of everything is our breath. When we have scarce breath, we have a scarce mindset. Have you ever walked up on a rabbit? Right before it does fight or flight, what does it do?
Wiggles his nose.
It freezes. Close. You've been watching Bambi too much. So they freeze because most predators hunt by motion detection. So if you stop breathing or your breathing gets really shallow, your nervous system and your endocrine system will go into a state of fight or flight, assessing everything as a threat just by changing your breath. So if we can take big, deep, abundant breaths, deep breath in, we can start to tune in to what we want. So I did a podcast a few weeks ago with an expert in ancient Hawaiian mysticism, and he taught me this breathing technique that aligns your subconscious, your conscious, and your higher self. In Hawaii, the term ha is breath, aloha. They call white people halis, which comes from the root ha-oli, which means without breath. They saw the missionaries came to Hawaii, and they didn't breathe life into their prayers. You guys want to learn this breathing technique?
Yes.
All right, let's do it. Put everything down, put your hands on your lap. And in a moment, I'm going to have you take a deep breath in through your nose and hold it. And when you exhale, it's a deep deep breath in. You can close your eyes if you want. Hold it and exhale. Let that vibration move through your body. Deep inhale. Hold it. Exhale. Feel that shifting. Feel yourself relaxing even more. Deep breath in. And exhale. All right, eyes open. You guys feel nice and relaxed? That's good energy, right? Might be different than our high state where we're excited, but relaxation is a great state to be in. We can get excited with our breath as well. So that's the first step. The second step is our facial expressions. Yeah, you guys are taking notes. I love this. Everyone bends over for their notebook. Blind people have the same facial expressions as people who can see. Why? Because it's so ingrained in us, it's so congruent with our emotions, as who we are as humans. So by changing your facial expressions, you change your state. If you smile, your nervous system thinks you're happy, sends a signal to your endocrine system, the feelings get released. Guess what? Happy. They've done studies with people that are depressed. They force them to smile 20 minutes 3 times a day, just like Jenna right now. No one else can see you. And it changes the depression. You can't be smiling and depressed at the same time. It's not congruent. All right? So I want you to take a moment, and I'm going to have you look at your neighbor and go through a full range of emotions with your face. Right? Rock said that's one of the highest levels of unemployment in the country is our facial muscles. Put them to work. Experience that sadness, anger, happiness. Just move your face in a fun way, all right? Playful, ready, go. Look at your neighbor. All right, good job, guys. Heads up. All right, so was that fun? Do you guys move your face like that on a daily basis? No. Now you're going to, right? Now you're energy snobs. Maybe not like that. That was a little awkward. So let's try this. One little distinction. I'm going to give you guys some broad principles, but there's little distinctions in here I want you to experience because once you get it, it's going to be fine-tuning. So put on a genuine smile right now with a deep breath. Remember, we're pairing these. So deep breath, genuine smile. And now I want you to go to what I call a sly smile, a little playful smile like this. Little half smile. Try that. You got it, Bacon. Let's go. Do you notice a shift in emotions?
Yes.
You guys don't practice that one. I do. When I do the sly smile from a genuine smile, I get a little bit confident, a little bit flirty, a little bit playful. Just that shift changes everything. And that's fine-tuning into totally different states of being. Make sense? Which segues very nicely into our next topic, our posture. So take a deep breath in, big smile on your face. You guys got the first 2 steps down. If you do just these 2, will your life be different?
Yes.
Absolutely. Our posture. Everybody do an impression of someone that's depressed. Someone you know. How do we all know where to go? It's ingrained in us, right? We've all been there probably at some time. Now you don't have to stay there. A range of emotions is part of being human. Being stuck there is not. Being clinically labeled with an emotional condition is not part of your natural state. This is the key out, all right? So this is our depressed state. Now slowly take your time and just start moving back into an upright state. Notice your emotions start to change. Maybe you can put a smile on your face and breathe deeper. Does that feel better than when your body language was down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely, right? So I pair this principle with the sly smile and watch what happens. So if I'm up, if I'm level, and if I'm down. Arrogant, flirty, devious. What'd you say?
Serial killer.
Yeah, devious. You guys knew that. I'm literally, it's that easy to tune your antenna into different states. Do you think learning body language might be important to read people or to change your emotions?
Yes.
And you guys all took Body Language 101 in high school, yes?
Yes.
We have one. We have one. She majored in sarcasm, so that's the power of our body language. Big body language says confidence. So if I'm big body language, my head is up, I'm smiling, that's confident. If I have big body language, my head is down, and I'm not smiling, that's aggressive. See the difference? When the head is down, I'm protecting the neck, I'm protecting the eyes. I'm ready for battle. So if you guys get into a skirmish with someone at the bar, and they're squaring up to you like this, they're not going to fight. If they're like this, be careful. They're protecting their neck, they're serious. Their subconscious is communicating that. Everybody get that? That's the power of posture. So everybody stand up. Stand tall. Deep breath in. Big smile. And say, I am confident. I am confident. I am playful. I am playful. I am powerful. I am powerful. I am the master of my state. I am the master of my state. I am the captain of my soul. I am the captain of my soul. All right, take a seat. I know I just made that up. Thank you. All right, the next one is our movement. So we're still in body language. How quickly or slowly we move can change our state. If you know Italians, what are they known for?
Pasta.
They're passionate.
Yeah.
They're a passionate culture. Well, they can't be passionate if they're not moving passionately, can they? They don't talk like this and be passionate. This isn't passionate. This is boring. So in a moment, I'm going to have you do an exercise where you're going to start a conversation with your partner, and you're both going to start slowly with your hands and say, Jenna, how was your day today? And then eventually, you're going to speed up your hands. And you're going to notice your tone of voice is going to speed up, your body language is going to be more upright, and you're going to feel so much more passionate. If this is passionate body language and movement, we should never be bored in our life. This is the anecdote. Right? So take one moment, take 1 minute, find a partner that's right next to you probably, start slowly, and then move your hands faster and faster. Do it about some boring topic, all right? Ready, go. Faster! More passionate! There you go, Segev! Take a seat. Take a seat feeling good. Take a seat feeling excited. Did the state in here change a little bit?
Yes.
You guys having fun?
Yes.
Just by standing tall, having a smile on our face, breathing deeply, and moving passionately, are we different people than in normal lives? Yes. Most people go to these motivational events, and they do all this stuff, and they never learn why they're in such a high state, and they go home, and they fade. Are these some simple steps you can take in your daily life to live in that high vibrational state, to be an energy snob even when you leave here?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So this is just body language. I'm just going to ballpark it and say that body language is at least 50% of our vibrational state, of our resonance. 50%. And nobody besides Melissa ever studied this stuff in high school or college, right? Is there anything more important than using our body to change our state and to communicate for success?
No.
In anything. Thank you, Jenna.
Not.
Yeah, you guys. All right, so does rock do all of these things amazingly well?
Yes.
Amazingly well.
Yes.
All right, so our next one is our lifestyle. And again, all of these can go down so many different rabbit holes. These could all be a week-long seminar. But without the building blocks of emotional health, our body can't produce the chemistry that we need to change our state. So diet, hydration, and sleep. And I know there's some experts in here. I'm not going to dive too deep. But I want to tell a story. So earlier this year, a friend of the family took his own life. And he was a great guy. On the outside, had everything. Had an amazing family, 4 beautiful kids, a lake house, a couple businesses. Great personality, great friends. He had sleep apnea that wasn't treated. He drank, I don't think excessively, but he had a couple beers every night. He was living on microwave dinners while he was on the road. And he started having thoughts of depression and suicide. You start having short-term memory loss, which of course, if you don't sleep, you have short-term memory loss. Thought he had early onset dementia. Now he's resonating with thoughts of suicide. People that take their own lives, they just don't know how to change this. Do you think if you mastered this stuff, you could help people?
Yeah.
These are just basic building blocks. Drink water, get sleep, eat veggies, right? You can change your state, change everything. That's the power of this. And I know you guys, we do such a great job in here. There's so many healthy people. But I want to make sure you know that you can't live in a high vibration, in a powerful state without this building block. And it's going to be different for everybody. I'm not going to tell you, you got to go vegan or you got to fast or you got to do this and that. You have to experiment and be disciplined to the process. All right? All right, sit tall, deep breath in, big smile, feeling good. Next is the auditory modality in NLP. So that's what we hear, what we speak, and that's either outside of us or internally what we hear in our head. Yes?
Real quick, NLP.
NLP is neuro-linguistic programming.
Right.
So it's using language patterns to change the vibrational state and to change subconscious programs. So we'll get into that a little bit. So the auditory, so the 5 senses are how our emotions are created, okay? So all of the body language stuff is what we call kinesthetic. So I've lumped a couple things, I've lumped just into the auditory, everything that we hear on the outside, everything that we hear on the inside. Music, last year we were doing the GB9 contest, and I was like feeling tired. I was like, I think I'm gonna throw this one. I'm not gonna go for it. And all of a sudden Andrew Thomas plays Lose Yourself, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna win this. Because we're anchored, music is emotional. Earlier this year I was having a really bad day, and what I usually do is I just run through these in my head. Okay, where's the bottleneck in my life? Well, then I heard this voice go, dude, you can't do that, you're stupid. I was like, oh, there it is, it's inside my head. Many of us have that internal voice that slows us down, right? You guys wanna get rid of that?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, put your hands flat on your lap, put your books down. Take a deep breath in. Nice and relaxed, and just let your eyes close all the way down. And as you begin to relax even more in this moment, you can shift your focus onto how your feet feel in your shoes, how your hands feel in your lap. Maybe they're tingling. You may feel your eyes begin to flicker or flutter as you relax into that theta state. Feeling better, just allowing everything to let go. And as you relax even deeper, I want you to find in an unconscious part of you a voice that maybe you weren't even aware of until now. A voice that's been slowing you down, that's been hindering you. Find it now. Maybe it's your own voice, maybe it's your parents, an ex. Maybe it's your current partner. Find that voice that slows you down in any way in your life. And for just a moment, make it louder. Notice where it's located. Is it in front of you, behind you, inside of you? And make that voice just a little bit louder. Once again, be brave, because in a moment we're going to get rid of it. And now imagine that voice turns into a high-pitched squeak like a Mickey Mouse or a Minnie Mouse. And hear that voice talk down to you and limit you like Mickey or Minnie. Now it's a little bit different, isn't it? Maybe you can laugh at it. This has been slowing me down? What? And imagine that voice drifting far off behind you. Quieter and quieter. So far that you can barely hear it, because in just a moment, I'm going to snap my fingers and that voice is going to be gone. You will never relate to it the same way again. And get ready for that at 3. Farther and farther. 2. Ready to move forward without that limiting voice. 1. All the way gone. And try to find that voice and notice what happens instead. Notice that peace, that serenity, that feeling of lightness you're already experiencing. And now I'm going to talk to a different part of you. That part of you that's been with you since you were born. Some may call it your inner being, your higher self, your highest wisdom self. However you want to think of it, that part of you that knows your journey, your path, your purpose. A part of you that loves you unconditionally. Find that part of you and let that part of you move into every cell of your being. And notice the shift in energy, the shift in your breath. Let it get stronger. And notice what this voice says. Maybe it says you're limitless. You're powerful. Maybe it says I love you. Maybe it appreciates everything about you. It says let's take that risk. Let's move forward. Let's live life to the fullest. There's nothing stopping you now. And take a moment and thank that voice. And let that voice guide you anytime you hit a wall. Anytime you're slowed down by limits. That voice is always there for you. And feel it in your body. That's right. In just a moment, I'm going to count from 1 up to 3. Bringing you back into the room feeling a little bit euphoric, maybe a little bit blissed out. 1, feeling even better. 2, to achieve all of your goals. And 3, eyes open, back in the room. How's that experience?
Good. Amazing.
Good. Moving on. Let's take a moment. I'm going to do a high energy, playful state again. How's that sound? Everybody stand up. And the auditory includes affirmations as well, which if you haven't noticed, I've been throwing in the whole time. So, let's go back into our confident pose. Big smile, deep breath in. I am confident.
I am confident.
I am playful.
I am playful.
I am limitless.
I am limitless.
I am unstoppable.
I am unstoppable.
I will achieve everything I want to achieve.
Everything I want to achieve.
Give yourselves a round of applause. Woo! Take it off then, Zach. All right, everybody have a seat. We're going to do a visualization exercise in a moment, so I would rather have you experience it than go too far into details, but the next in NLP is the visual. What we see on the outside affects our state. And the pictures we make on the inside also affect our state. This is why it's so important to visualize your goals. Because all you're doing is tuning your antenna to resonate with them. Everything that you want in life is already all around you. You're just not resonating with it. That partner, that job, that deal, it's right at your fingertips. Change the vibration, you'll resonate with it. Has anyone ever looked at a deal in a stressed out state and then looked at it in a good state and it was a totally different deal?
Yes.
It's just your vibration. It's just your vibration. So I had a coaching client that his average deal as a realtor was a $500,000 property. And he was working with a partner to do a $5 million development. And he said, every time I think about it, I just get stressed out and overwhelmed. And I said, okay, I want you to think about that average deal that you do. Picture it. Where's that picture? How big is it? He goes, oh, it's about right here, about this size. Oh, pretty manageable. What about that $5 million deal? What is the picture you make in your head? He goes, it's right here, it's big, and it's in my face. Will you feel overwhelmed if your mind's creating those pictures? And this goes on below conscious awareness. So if you can find something, maybe it's public speaking or doing real estate deals, interacting with people. Just go into your head and notice what pictures you're making. And if you don't like them, change them. It's all made up anyways, right? Mm-hmm. All of this is made up. So just change the way your brain relates to it by changing the picture. So in a few minutes, I'm going to tell you about the marathon I just ran without training and how I applied all of these principles to do that. And the visual was a big part of that. All right, Mike, what's the next one? Next is the people you spend time with. It's one of the laws of the universe. You will resonate with people you spend time with. Women, synchronized times of the month, yes?
Yes.
Clocks, synchronized second hands. So take a moment, look to your right, look to your left, and don't say it out loud, but I want you to think, do I want to be like these people? In this room, it's probably pretty good odds that it's a yes. Now I want you to think about, it's a good room. When you're at home, with your business partners, with your partners, with your friends, look to your right, look to your left. Do you want to be like them? Why do you think I spend so much time at these events?
Be around more people.
I'm stealing their brainwaves. I come here and I have these ideas and I'm like, oh, that's great. That's definitely my idea. And then Rock will say and be like, what? Like, that was my idea. I didn't even tell anybody that. We're on the same brain wavelength. We're resonating. When you spend time with people like this, you can't help but up level. That's why it's so important to go to events. So I want you to take a moment and write down what area of your life could you change who you're spending time with. Maybe it's in the health department and you're working out with your fat older sister. It's probably not a good person to be working out with, yes? She might be amazing in other areas, but you don't want her brainwaves in that area, yes?
We all got the pictures.
Yeah. All right, so take a moment, write down what area of your life and who you need to spend time with. All right, and the master key of managing our vibrational state, of managing what we resonate with, is our focus. What we focus on, we feel. What we feel, we attract. What we focus on expands. We are consciousness on the leading edge of creation of the universe. Whatever you think about, you're putting into motion to create in this world. You feel it. Have any of you ever gotten a text that said, we need to talk? Yep. Does that shift your focus? Right? The nervous system runs it through and says, I'm either getting broken up with, I'm getting fired, right? Somebody's pregnant. It's.
I'm not saying that applies to me.
That was a very confident, somebody's pregnant. We run it through our system, endocrine system dumps stress hormones in our stomach, shuts down our digestive system because we're in fight or flight. That little focus shift, all day long, everybody wants our focus, wants our attention. This is why the Sunday system for success is so important, because we plan what we're going to focus on. We say, no, for this hour, I'm going to do this one task. I'm going to put all of my mind to crushing this outcome. Nothing else is going to interrupt my focus. If you're having a tough day, what do you focus on? Can you focus on what you have, what you don't have? Can you focus on who you're becoming or who you don't want to be? What's right, what's wrong? The good in people, what's wrong with people? You are always focusing. It's just a matter of, is it under your control or not? Make sense?
Yeah.
You guys ready for an exercise? A little visualization process. So, when we take all of these together, we become congruent. This is my favorite word. If I told Chris, yeah, Chris, I totally want to do that thing you're talking about with my head shaking this way, what's the signal I'm sending him? It's mixed. We don't want to send a mixed signal out to the universe. We want to be totally congruent in our energy. We're going to take a moment, do a visualization exercise where we take all of these principles, we tie them in, we step into a new vibrational state. What I call them ego states. Like, yeah.
Well, I just had a little aha if I'd like to share.
Yeah.
When you're shaking your head, saying no, saying yes with your mouth, like you're saying mixed, but to me it wasn't even mixed. It was no. It was the signal you were sending. And so, like, these are much more powerful than your words. Is the kind of the you could say whatever the fuck you want, but these are much more powerful than your words.
This is why I emphasized body language first. When I was like, all right, I've taken all this information, I got to create something. What is it? And I asked the question, and it was like body language. It was like, yeah, but I could teach all these sexy language patterns, and I was like, no, it's body language. People don't know it. It's more than half of your communication. It's more than half of your vibrational state. What better opportunity is there in the market than to teach that stuff, right? So I did this, a little talk on this on M1. I made a video years ago. You're good. For Mike, and Mike loved it, right? This distinction that when our words line up with the pictures we're creating in our head, with the way we hold our body, when everything's congruent, it's like a knife through hot butter. Your goals just get accomplished. People are attracted to you. We're going to talk about that in a moment with influence. So the way our system works is as a hypnotist, I create what's called anchors. So I'm basically creating like a favorite station we can dial into. So for me, like I have my peppermint oil. When I smell it, I step into a charismatic speaker mode. I have a name for it. It's called the Charisma Kid. I have a warrior state, right? The body language is different. That was my charisma. You guys experienced my warrior state. That was not peppermint. That's arborvitae oil. But I have songs, I have smells that anchor me to these different frequencies. And when I need them, I tap into them. Do you need to be a different person with your family than when you're doing a deal?
Yes.
Sometimes, well, yeah, sometimes. If you're doing deals with your family, it might be different. So in a moment, I want you to think of, what do you want to create? If you could leave here with one state that you can go back to, what state is that? Is it someone that's making money, someone that's healthy, someone that can influence people? What state would that be? Take a moment, write the name of that state down. What do they need to do? Who do you need to be? Because in a moment, we're going to create that.
Write down a state of emotion?
Yeah. Write down that favorite station. If you're going to tune your antenna to a favorite station, that just feels amazing. Be playful. Call it something silly. All right. Put your notebooks down and stand up. Take a deep breath in. Standing tall, standing confident. And just relax down. Another deep breath in. And close your eyes. And focus on where energy is moving the most strongly in your body. And notice if that feeling is growing, or if it's getting more intense, or if it's moving. Let that feeling move through your entire being right now. Every cell communicating together. Calling on the deepest parts of your being. All of your internal resources to create this new and powerful state. To allow you to accomplish all of your goals. To become the person that you need to be in every situation. And I want you to see, far off in the distance is a version of you in 5 years. And maybe you've already written out your 5-year vision for yourself, who you're going to become. And see that person off in the distance. And notice the scene that they're in. When they've reached that pinnacle. And notice yourself floating closer and closer to that far off version of you. That version of you that's confident, that's playful, that's creative, that's loving, that's grateful, that's mastered your emotions. And as you float closer, see everything that you've accomplished. Maybe it's a house, cars, children, relationships, contribution, whatever's important to you, whatever's on your 5-year vision. And notice the vibrational state that future self is tuned into. Notice how they stand, how they breathe, how they move. And as you get even closer, notice the color of energy surrounding them. And maybe you hear a song that's related to that state. And notice that a cord of energy is extending from their little sphere into your heart. And feel that energy starting to move through you. Knowing that this is the frequency that you need to be in to accomplish that 5-year vision. And as you move even closer, feel that energy getting even stronger. Because in a moment, you're going to step into that state. You're going to step into that vibration, into that channel, and you're going to anchor it into your nervous system to call on at any time. And one last time, take a look at your future self. What are the emotions they're experiencing? What is that color? Make that color brighter. Notice everything you can. And get ready to step in. In 3, 2, 1. Feel those emotions come over you like a wave of energy, changing your vibration. Every cell connected to this new state of being. Feel that gratitude. Feel that presence. That fulfillment, that joy, that connection. Notice who's around you. Notice how amazing you already feel. In a moment, I want you to double that feeling. 3, 2, 1. Twice as strong. Filling your entire being. Breathe that color in through every cell, every part of your body, feeling amazing. More confident, more playful. That's right. And remember the name you have for this station. Because at any time you can tune in, just like an antenna tuning into a favorite radio station. It's always there for you. And I don't know if it's going to be in 5 years, or 5 months, or in 5 minutes, when you realize that you've already become this person. You're already resonating with these goals. And your unconscious mind is setting them deep into your nervous system as an emotional memory, an emotional event. And it knows the way to accomplish these goals. Take a deep breath in. As your unconscious mind creates all of the resources needed to make this happen now. In a moment, I'm going to count you from 1 to 3, bring you back into the room, feeling amazing. 1, feeling even better. 2, accomplish all of your goals. And 3, eyes open, wide awake. You guys look blissed out when I was doing this. Good? Roland had a big smile on his face. How's that for everybody?
Awesome.
Do you feel the shift in your vibration? What you resonate with now is different than what you resonated with 3 minutes ago. Yes or no?
Yes.
That's how you tune in. When you're having a rough day, run this through your head. Okay, what's the hang up? Oh, I drank last night and I feel like shit today. That will do it. I promise you. You will tune into to thoughts of doubt every time you drink. You won't. Most of us don't even notice it because we live there anyway. But if you're in a great state and you have alcohol, gone. So this is the framework with which to analyze to tune your antenna. You guys can have a seat. Do you want to know how I use this to run a marathon with 2 weeks notice and no training?
Yeah.
So I'm 2 weeks before the marathon. It was 18 days actually, so 2.5 weeks. I like to round up. Makes me look better. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to do the relay. It's a 6-mile relay for the marathon. Find some buddies. Went on a training run and I felt good. 16 days in, I thought, you know what? I might do a half. I've run 10 miles a couple times in my life. I could probably do a half. I'm in decent shape. And then I was going to do a 10-mile training run for the half. And I'm 3 miles in and I'm like, I feel good. I feel really good. Like, should I run the full? And my subconscious goes, run it. And I was like, wait, I was kidding. I was like, and then I felt better. And I'm running faster and faster. I'm like, oh, I got to run this. I got to see if I can put these to the test to be congruent with what I teach. If this stuff actually matters. So I signed up for the full. I showed up, ready to go, right? And as I'm running through this list in my head. What's my breath like? It's nice and relaxed. I feel good. It's steady. What are my facial expressions? Have you ever seen anyone run a marathon It's a grimace. And I thought, I'm not going to make that feeling of pain congruent in my system. I'm going to interrupt that pattern. My face is going to be relaxed no matter how bad it gets. My posture, upright, shoulders back, relaxed. Right? This is not going to help me run a marathon. So I'm here. My face is relaxed. Maybe a little smile on my face, that sly smile. And at the end, so 21 miles were a breeze. I felt like a rock star. Towards the end, my legs are cramping, they're giving out. And I'm like, all right, what do I have to do? Movement. So I am pumping my arms like crazy, right? And my legs are just taking these little steps. And I'm like, nope, I got this. I got this. Lifestyle diet, I kind of had that dialed in. Running a marathon it took me 3 hours and 50 minutes. That's a lot of time for your mind to talk to you. This is stupid. What are you doing? This shit hurts. I'm getting blisters. You have to drown that out. Whenever you come across that in any situation. So what I was doing, I found a group of people, a pacer, to run with. There was about 5 of us. And I'm doing affirmations the whole time, right? And these guys are like, what? I'm like, I feel so good. Don't you guys feel amazing? I feel so relaxed. This is so easy. And pretty soon, because I'm influential, I'm going to tell you how I did that in a moment, they all caught on. They're like, yeah, this is easy. I feel great. And the pacer would be like, oh, this hill up here is one of the toughest in the course. And I was like, did you say it was one of the easiest in the course? And all the guys were like, yeah, this shit is easy. And so we're running, and he's like, I've never felt this good in a marathon. And they're like, you didn't train for it? They were blown away, right? So the visual, you guys take a moment, picture a marathon.
Nice circle of hell.
Yeah. So I did this to a buddy, and he goes, oh, it's like I'm in the middle of it, and it's never ending. Well, if that's the image you make in your mind, you're going to feel that. Your body's going to go, there's no end to this. Let's just shut down now. We'll just stop. This is stupid. I took that image. It was a long image, right? I went, whoop, pushed it off in the distance on a little note card. I said, oh, that's manageable. The way my brain related to that was totally different. So can you apply these principles in any situation?
Yes.
Yes.
Add a little playfulness in, right? I was singing, you guys remember that 80s song by Matthew Wilder, Break My Stride?
Yeah. Can nobody hold
Break me down. Oh no, I got to keep on moving. I'm not gonna quit my day job. So I'm singing that the whole time, drowning out. I'm making pictures. My face is relaxed, my body's relaxed. And I felt amazing. Any situation you can apply these principles and instantly improve. Last time I played Frisbee was a year ago. The last time before that was a year ago. I don't play that stuff. I just come out playful, and I put all these little strategies in my head, and anything I do, I generally do fairly well. You guys can do that as well. This is the strategy. Your state controls everything. What you resonate with controls everything. How's that feel?
Great.
We needed this before Frisbee.
Yeah. There's a reason we didn't get this before Frisbee. My team got it. All right, everybody stand up. Big smile on your face. Deep breath in. I am an energy snob.
I am an energy snob.
I feel amazing.
I feel amazing.
I am powerful.
I am powerful.
I am the master of my state.
I am the master of my state.
I am the captain of my soul.
I am the captain of my soul.
You guys got it. Have a seat. All right. Now, you understand the first step of influence. You are more emotionally intelligent than 99.9% of people out there. Because you know how to manage your emotions, and you know how to read other people's emotions. Run through this list. What are they focused on? How are they moving? What's their posture like? You will know the state someone's in instantly. Train yourself to see it, be present with people, and you'll recognize it. So the first step of influence is to be in a powerful state, to control your state. Go ahead, Mike. Now the second step is to get into rapport. Who knows what rapport is? What's the definition? How do you define rapport?
Basically, you're building some intel. Per se, you're gathering some intel from the other person as far as what they like, what they do, stuff before you start.
Okay. Understanding other people.
Connection.
Listening.
Connection.
Dialogue.
Dialogue.
Finding a rhythm in connection with a person.
That's good. So the way I define rapport is likability and trust. But the way that we get into rapport is by tuning our antenna into the same channel they're on. If I'm singing country songs and Roland's tuned into classical music, is he going to hear and understand what I'm saying?
No.
No chance in hell. If I'm using different language than him, different body language, moving differently, breathing differently. So that brings us to the golden rule of rapport, which is to meet people where they are. When we were in tribes, people that were different than us were a threat. We're all in the M1 tribe, we're sharing resources, we're getting better together, we're building strong bonds and connections. 1,000 years ago, we look at other people as competitors for resources. They're going to take our women, they're going to take our crops, they're going to hunt the same game. So what we do is we create judgment. This is a program in the unconscious mind that says, oh, this person's different, I'm going to judge them. The way they talk is different, the way they dress, the color of their skin. That's why we have so many issues, because we're not meeting people where they are. We're instantly judging them. Which is a strategy that's helped us, but now it's time to overcome that. So anytime we judge people, we put up a barrier to prevent rapport, which prevents tuning into where somebody is. So if you really want to influence someone, you have to take on their perspective. You have to use their language. You have to match their body language. As hypnotists, we match breathing. When I'm working with somebody, this is why we've all been breathing together. It builds rapport as a group. Deep breath in. And it feels good to connect, because as humans, love and connection, being accepted by a tribe, is survival. One of the strongest drivers of human behavior, probably the strongest, is how we learn to get love and acceptance. People fear public speaking because if they mess up, they'll get rejected. And if they're rejected, they'll be on their own and they'll die. Public speaking is death if you mess up, right? Mm-hmm. Being broken up with, it's death. We feel like, oh, it's pain. Because our unconscious mind says, oh, now we're not going to be able to survive. So to influence people, the master key for rapport is to just love and accept people. When you do that, your unconscious will tune in every way it can. You will find rapport. You'll match their language. You won't have to remember to do all that stuff. Just love and accept people. Which leads us to the third step of influence, which is actually influencing itself. Leading people into a new vibration, into a new state. Is this paradigm making sense to everybody?
Yeah.
So we control our state. We're powerful. We're in a high vibe. We meet somebody where they are. We build rapport. We show them that they're loved and accepted. And then we can lead them into a new state. So I've had coaching clients that have anxiety and depression. And obviously, if you haven't noticed, I don't have anxiety and depression. Now, there's moments I do, but I don't live there. So when I get on a call, I'm not like, hey, how's it going? I'm feeling amazing today. What's up with you? We wouldn't vibe. So I start low. Hey, how was your day today? Oh, yeah, I understand that. I've dealt with that before. You're just like me. Slowly, I shift my state up. Crack a joke, make them laugh, little pattern interrupt, little playfulness, talking faster and faster. I'm moving my hands. I'm excited. And pretty soon, they're laughing and joking. And I go, wait a second, you're not supposed to be acting like that. You're depressed. And they go, oh, yeah, oh, yeah. Meet people where they are, and you can lead them using the same exact variables, as long as you maintain that rapport. Now, do you guys want to know how to use this principle, use hypnotic principles to do this?
Yes.
So, in hypnosis, Jenna, I fucking love you. Everybody say yes. Yes! That's better.
You took her around to your event.
Yeah, that's why she's here. That's why she's here. She's expensive, but...
I got the peppermint thing and it just kept me going.
So in hypnosis, there's really no agreement on what hypnosis is. Some people think that you have to be in a trance or a certain state, but you can get hypnotic phenomenon without that. Some people think it's being focused on only one idea and so that everything else is not real. And that's called monoideism. There's some validity to that as well. But it doesn't matter. But the hypnotic principles that we're going to apply, there's 3 steps, all right? So the first step in using conversational hypnosis, we just went over. What's the word?
Rapport.
Really? Rapport.
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 1, 2, 3, rapport! Thank you.
You were riding.
All right, so the first step is rapport. You guys are comfortable with this, right?
Yeah.
We'll do an exercise in a moment that will practice this. The next is certainty. What's the word?
Certainty.
Thank you, Alan. Certainty. In a rapport situation, whoever has the most certainty is the influencer, is the hypnotist. So if you're a realtor and you're showing a house, and you have rapport with somebody, but you don't have certainty, you're not going to have influence. You're going to be their buddy. You're not going to sell to them. And we've evolved like this because whoever had the most certainty in a situation was probably the most likely to survive. So after thousands of iterations, we're like, whoever's confident and certain, I'm going with that answer. It doesn't matter what it is. You guys can pretend you're certain. Can you pretend you're certain in any situation and make it up and people believe you? Have you ever done that?
Yeah.
I do that all the time. This is all made up. It's all made up anyway, right? Make it up with certainty and it will be reality. Your expectations become your reality. So we have rapport and we have certainty. Absolute certainty, unwavering certainty. And the next step is focus. What, please?
Focus.
So once we get these two, then we guide somebody's focus. What you focus on, you feel. If you can shift their focus, they'll be in a totally different state. Everything in their life changes. Their resonance changes. Zach can be focused on what's wrong. So yeah, buddy, that really sucks, doesn't it? I know how you feel. I've been there before. You know what, though? Think about it this way. Have this perspective. What if that was the case? Would that feel better?
Yeah.
Shifting his focus, right? And then it would be amazing if this happened, wouldn't it?
Hell yeah.
So we get into excited state. We guide somebody's focus, and now their focus is their reality. We've changed their reality. Now, in stage hypnosis, which I want to get into soon, I have a buddy that does it. But people come up, the hypnotist, it doesn't matter what they say almost. It's just how certain they are. How well they've pre-framed the conversation to build rapport. And then they say sleep, and somebody goes like this. It's real. Somebody says, you can't lift that chair, and they go like this, and they can't lift a chair because their focus becomes their reality. This is how you influence people. You control your state, you get into rapport, you have absolute certainty, and you guide somebody's focus. Without judgment, right? Judgment kills this. So if you want to influence yourselves, what's the process?
Build rapport. Have certainty. Shift your focus.
Boona's got it. It's the exact same process. Have you ever given up drinking and then had a drink? What happens? You judge yourself, right? Oh, I'm such an idiot. I'm so stupid. And then we lose rapport, so we lose the ability to influence ourselves. Lately, the last couple months, I'm like, I'm going to build an amazing relationship with my subconscious mind. And it's going to show up when I need it to. I don't judge myself. I have conversations with it. People think I'm crazy. But I have rapport with myself. I put myself in a certainty. How do we experience certainty? We step into it. We just went over the 9 variables, right? Certain body language, we stand tall. We breathe relaxed. We're confident. We talk quickly and passionately. That's certainty. You guys can use just your body. You don't even have to believe it. And you'll tune into certainty. Then your thoughts will follow suit. Make sense? So let's do a quick, we have a little time. Let's do a quick exercise in a moment when? In a moment, I'm going to have you find a partner. One person's going to be the influencer, one person's going to be the influencee, and then we'll switch. We'll do 2 minutes each. I want you to start in a low state, build rapport with them, feel that rapport. When you can do that, when you can click with people instantly, you guys have all had that, right? You meet someone and you're like, oh, there's something about Zach. I just love being around him. That's all this is. You guys can create this in an instant with anybody. So I want you to do that. Meet your partner where they are. Guide their focus. Match their breathing. Match as many of those variables as you can remember. And lead them into a new state of being. Should be easy. You guys are all in rapport already, right?
Yes.
So take 2 minutes each. I'll tell you when to switch. and then come back and I'll teach you how to influence God. Ready? Go.
I mean, there's DOT, but I guess I can start.
Okay, I'll start.
All right?
I got a video of the whole thing for you.
Appreciate that. Sweet. Hey, Rock.
Time you have left?
10 minutes. Yeah. Did less exercises, but
Looks like it's going great.
looks like it.
Are you gonna sell something?
Yeah. I'm gonna sell a lot of shit.
You're gonna hand out forms?
Yeah, Chris Bruno's gonna send them out.
I'll get my girl to sign up just to have her hand out.
Okay.
Yeah.
A plant?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, yeah. And switch! And switch!
When you ask for sign-ups at the end, I don't know if she'll take it or not, but Shannon's gonna grab a form, my wife. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. Well, hey, all have their hands raised, but Chris Bruno's passing down the line, so everyone's gonna get a hand out.
Yeah, but I mean, just as far as taking
Yeah, cool. And take a seat, feeling good. Take a seat, feeling good. Have a seat, feeling good. All right, how do you guys feel? Nothing feels better, guys. Nothing feels better than being able to connect with someone like this, because for humans, It's our survival. We are wired to feel amazing when we can connect like this. So when you can connect with somebody, make them feel loved and appreciated, make it seem like you're like them, they're going to feel great. You can influence them to do anything, even change their lives. The number one reason people change in therapy or coaching, you guys know what it is?
Relationship.
They like their therapist. The number one reason.
Why do they like him?
Because of rapport. Because people like themselves. We're all narcissists like that. And people do business with people they like. Is getting people to like you important for your business?
Yes.
I told you, I'm here because Rock likes me. That's it.
I like you too, Nick.
I'm here because Lenny likes me.
Romance flowing down.
Yes.
Just real quick, when you talk about meeting people where they're at and that kind of stuff, I totally get that. One technique we use is we call mirroring.
Yes.
Use that for that?
Yeah, so when I say to meet them where they are, that's what I'm talking about, is mirroring. And the talk I gave a couple days ago, we had more time to do exercises like that. But if you're matching their breathing, that's mirroring. If you're sitting like they're sitting, right? That's mirroring. So
the same cadence and that kind of stuff.
exactly the same tone of speech. You just bring a little bit more certainty, guide their focus. And language is how we do all of this. Our body language, more important than the words we say, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. So we use our body, rapport, certainty, guide their focus. You are the most influential person in the room.
When you're meeting them where they are or mirroring them,
Yeah.
generally how long do you stay in that before you start shifting upwards?
So in my body language course, I talk about what's called calibration. You're going to assess in a situation. You might start to pick up the pace and notice if they come with you. If they come with you, great. If not, keep where they are. Keep on to that rapport. Question?
Well, I guess kind of tied to that. So, I mean, how often do you find you lead a horse to water, right? But where you're doing these things and they're just not picking it up.
Sure.
And
So I'm unattached to the outcome, right? I'm me. I bring all of these things. I get them to like me. And if they take the actions, great. Generally, they do. I mean, I believe that I'm influential. Is that a good belief? Yes or no?
yeah.
Remember, beliefs, it doesn't matter if they're true or not. It matters if they serve you. So I just believe I'm influential. And maybe I am, maybe I'm not. But I believe it. And it feels good. All right. So you guys want to know how to influence God?
Yeah. Sure.
Finish this sentence. God is...
Great.
God, they messed this up the other day too. God is love.
Oh.
What is love?
What is love?
Baby, don't... Night at the Roxbury. You guys are too young for that. What is love?
Emotion.
What is emotion?
Feeling.
It's a frequency. Yeah, but you're right. It's a vibration.
So she's picking up good vibrations.
So if we want to influence God,
Well, DJ this here.
if we want to influence God, what are the steps?
Rapport.
Rapport.
Certainty.
If you want to get into rapport with God, how do you meet him? He's not coming, or she, not coming down where you are, right?
Right.
Tune into love with your focus, with your breath, with your thoughts. Become unconditional in your love. You get into rapport. What do we call this in spiritual or religious terms?
Faith.
Faith. When you resonate with love and you have total faith, faith and doubt are both vibrations on a cellular level, yes or no?
Yes.
We all have that feeling of doubt. We have that feeling of faith. It's cellular vibration. You guys know how to tune into that? With your body, with your thoughts, with your words? Absolutely. It's not real. It's all made up. Make it up the way you want. So we get into rapport. We become unconditional with our love. We have absolute faith. And then we start to speak things or think things, guide our focus, and pretty soon, things just come into our life. Mike, what happens when you have faith and love?
Miracles happen, guys.
We're going to get to that in a minute. All right, so quick story about this. I was at a Unleash the Power Within event in Los Angeles last year, and this girl came up to me and she said, Nick, how are you so confident? And I said, well, let's do an exercise. So I did a little hypnosis process on her. Well, before that, she told me her story. Her parents abandoned her. She got married at a young age. her husband had cheated on her with her best friend and got her best friend pregnant. Doubt. I'm not good enough. That's what she's resonating with. That's how she sees the world. So it's no wonder that her body language is like this. And she sees me, she says, how are you so confident? I said, I want you to experience something. So I hypnotized her. I said, I want you to think of a time when you felt good enough, when you felt confident, you felt beautiful. I was hoping, like, there's got to be one time, right? Everyone's had one experience. And I said, in a moment, I'll snap my fingers, you're going to experience that again, just like you were there. She starts crying. Her physiology shifts. I'm calibrating her body language. She's sending a totally different signal now. I use NLP and I say, feel that emotion, feel that color, notice that color. What does it feel like? Breathe like you were breathing, right? All those 9 things. I'm guiding her focus. She comes out of it. She says, I went back to a time when I was singing at a wedding and these 3 little girls came up to me and said, you're beautiful. I want to be friends with you. And because they were so pure, I felt it. So that's amazing. So we went our separate ways. We did our things for a couple hours. I ran into her again. She grabbed me, pulled me aside. Waterworks. Started crying. And I was like, oh no. I knocked something loose in there. This is not good. And she said, 20 minutes after you hypnotized me, this little girl came up to me and said, you're beautiful. I want to be friends with you. So now I'm crying and she's crying. We're in rapport, right? So it's like, waterworks. That's one story. This stuff happens all the time, and Mike's going to share his story. When you tune your antenna, you send that out to the universe. When you're filled with faith and love, things come to you.
Yeah.
Happiness is chemistry in our body. Gratitude is chemistry in our body. Use these steps and your life will never be the same. Is there anything more important than managing your state and learning to influence others to manage theirs?
No.
I love Jenna. You guys need to step it up. Yes or no?
No.
So if you could understand, we're a little incongruent here. So if you could understand this stuff, would your life be better?
Yes.
That was congruent. That's what I'm looking for. Is it all right if I take just a moment to tell you about how you could learn more?
Yes.
All right, Mike. It's our first time working together. So, you guys didn't forget about Rule 3, did you? You forgot about Rule 3.
No, you were going to tell us about it.
That's right. Here we go. Rule 3 is to always use open loops. So an open loop is anything that's left unresolved. The mind wants to seek it. So in today's day and age, it's so hard to keep people's attention. What I do is I ask questions to open loops. Last night I opened a loop and said, you guys want to learn how to hypnotize God, right? That's an open loop. Now you're coming today like, what's he going to say? What's he going to say? I have your attention. So those little language patterns can change the way we relate to people. So my first course that I created was 30 Days of Influential Language Hacks. I'll give you a free one right now. When I speak to a part of someone, Rox talked about parts therapy. Is there a part of you that likes to drive fast? Is there a part of you that likes sexy sports cars? And I'm going to talk to that part of him before I influence him to take the next step. I'm not going to sell him a minivan that way. I'm going to sell him a sports car, right? So that's one of the language patterns in here. There's 30 days. The way you speak to people, the language you use in these situations will skyrocket your sales. The next program is hacking body language. So you guys got like this much of my body language material. So this is the fine tuning of the antenna, how to tap into different stations, how to get into rapport with people. This is how we communicate. This is how we change our channel. And next, which we didn't really get into, is my hacking NLP. So this is where we use language even more to guide people's focus. This is what drives human behavior. How we use the 5 modalities in language to amplify emotions. Rock uses it amazingly. You guys are like, why do I feel so good? Because he's good at that. When we do those exercises, that's what I'm doing. So I usually sell these for $199, $399, and $999. But for you guys, because I love you guys, so for the total value of $15.97. I've cut that down to $5.97 because I know you guys are action takers. And I have 2 free bonuses. So I had so many language patterns that I created a second course. One of them is how to change the state of an angry partner. You guys ever, anybody married? If you paid that money just for that insight, would it be worth it? If all these courses did was allow you to change your state and your emotions on a dime, would they be worth it? If all they did was allow you to negotiate one more deal, would it be worth it?
Yes.
If they allowed you to connect with people instantly and automatically to influence them to have better lives, with your children, with your spouses, with your business partners, would it be worth it?
Yes.
So, for this weekend only, I've cut the price down to $597. This is probably hundreds of thousands of dollars of my training, weeks, months, years, devotion to this. So if you're ready to take that step, to change your state, to influence those around you, say yes.
Yes.
Yes. All right, so Chris is going to hand out some order forms. I have handouts for you guys, so it's a little cheat sheet for the antenna theory, and then the NLP modalities. So how do we shift what we see in the visual, the auditory, the kinesthetic? So it's a little cheat sheet you guys can take home to master emotions. Does that sound good?
Yes.
Did you guys have fun?
Yes.
Give yourselves a round of applause. If you have any questions,
We already have some of this.
come talk to me. Yes?
If you want to sign up for that, you have to form sometimes.
The form should be coming around.
Oh, that's what I'm just Canadian. Just Canadian since we're Canada.
That's
Canadian.
U.S., sweethearts. It's U.S. We're going to take a 10-minute break. So if you have any questions, and that 10 minutes is in U.S. as well. If you have any questions, come talk to me. You guys have been great. I love you guys.
No, Mom. Good job.
Nice one.